All right, today we're going to be working on the roof rack for the Ecto-1 conversion for the Magnum. I was originally going to weld it together out of steel. The steel I wanted, which is this 3/4 inch square, is so out of stock in this area that this piece I found at Home Depot was literally the only piece available. And I don't mean they only had it at Home Depot, I mean this piece at Home Depot was the only thing that was there. So I'm going to go a little less cool and fancy and probably a little bit quicker to build and just do it out of plywood, a really thin veneer plywood. So all I'm going to do, if you look at the roof rack from the movie, here's an image of it, you can see that it's basically just a shallow box shape with a triangle down at the front. That triangle has the 2 sirens and the rotating strobe light on it. I'm not going to have the rotating strobe light on mine nor the sirens because they're just a pain to recreate. So what I'm going to do is build the box, and then I'm going to have that front section come down, but I'm basically going to foreshorten that very quickly and then make a, sorry, mosquito in my hand, make a platform for the front light bar to sit on. That frontmost section may get built out of steel and just screwed onto the wood box. I haven't decided yet. That may be a little faster way to do that portion. But for most of it, it's just going to be a big wood box that I'm just going to screw things onto and do some paint detailing on. So let's start walking through it. So based on the space I have on the Magnum, the biggest thing on this car is the hatch starts here. This whole section rotates up with the hatch. So I can't have my roof structure further back than that, or I can't open the back of the car. And one of the things I'm using this for is a trunk or treat at a school, so I need to be able to open the back. So the roof rack's going to go from here. This is about 6 feet right at the front, so I'm probably going to build the box to about 3 feet and then another foot forward for the light, or I'll build the box to 4 feet and another foot forward to the light. That's actually probably better because I'll put the light about here. And then back here, the second light bar is going to be on the panel, but it's going to be mounted using magnets so that it can just go up with the hatch. The box height I'm just going to eyeball entirely. This roof is a little less than 48 inches. I think it's about 45, 46 inches from these roof rail to that roof rail. So what I'm planning to do is build the box at about 2 feet with the add-ons on the round things on either side. You'll see come out about another 6-8 inches from there maybe. So we'll do that, maybe do it 2.5 feet. I'm going to start cutting pieces and see what looks right, but that's the very, very rough plan. Most of this, like I do with a lot of my building, it's all going to be by eye. So I've got one saw set up, I've acquired bits for it, and we're just going to get into it. All right, so there we go. We have our roof box. Corners are all rough because I was half-assing my measuring and cutting because it doesn't matter. Enough reinforcement in to keep it in. I did it this way with these sticking down to account for the curvature of the roof so that it won't heater on the point. The gap up front here is a little bit bigger than I would like it to be, but I can't be bothered to go back in and recut it because I'm going to cover those corners anyway, so they're not going to be visible. So now what I'm going to do is figure out all the bits I'm putting on this, cut the holes for them, fit them, blah, blah, blah. And then once I have all of that, so I know I don't have to cut any more big holes in this, I am going to paint it white so that I can do the final assembly. The things I want to add to this, like I said, I want to add something coming off the front here that's going to hold the front light bar. I have the bowls. One of those is going to cut in half and become that radar dome, which is going to require a little bit of metal fab and a little bit of wood fab to produce. I've got one side of this should have 2 yellow air tanks and the other side should have a green storage tube. I'm going to do all of that with that 4-inch PVC and the caps for simplicity. It's not going to look exact, it's going to look close enough. I have a automotive electric cooling fan that I'm just going to screw on here because it's going to look good. There's a fan on the original one, but it looks weird anyway, so that's going to actually look better probably. And then I'm just going to kind of greeble it up with odds and ends stuff that looks like it should be on a Ghostbusters roof. And yeah, it's going to kind of go from there. All right, so the camera died, battery went out, but I've got quite a bit done. The box is built, it's painted, the paint job's not perfect, don't care. I have these built, and I threw some black paint on them. The eventual framework that's going to be put on this box is going to be done with black gaff tape, so I'm going to integrate that in make this meet up to it. So that's fine. The half dome base built, painted, drying. The sniffer, the 2 pipes, is built, drying. The support for the sniffer is built. I'm not 100% happy with it, but it's fine for now. I may rebuild it later if I care enough. Cut some pipe. These are going to be the 2 side tanks on one side. That's going to be the long storage tank on the other side. The yellow is pretty accurate, this green's not, but it's a weird shade of green that I don't have and I'm not going to go buy paint for. So yeah, that's everything basically done. It's all got to dry overnight, and then I'm going to do assembly maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. But this is like better than 80% done at this point. I've got to add some details here and there. I've got to assemble everything together, and I'll be basically ready to go. So I'm really happy about where I am, and we'll see you in the next video.